With spring training comes the start of baseball, a lot of excitement, and unfortunately, a slew of arrests. One of the biggest things we see during spring training is our guests and visitors from out of state not really understanding Arizona DUI law. In Arizona, when you're charged with a DUI, you're charged with a minimum of 2 separate criminal offenses. The first is going to be having a BAC above a .08 and driving a vehicle. And the second is driving a vehicle while impaired to the slightest degree. And that's 281381A1. What that requires the government to do is prove that somebody was driving or in actual physical control of an automobile, had consumed alcohol, and that their BAC impaired them to the slightest degree. Unfortunately, that term isn't actually defined anywhere in the statute. Now, we are given some presumption. If someone has a BAC below .05, they're presumed to be not impaired by alcohol. If they have a BAC between .05 and .08, there are no presumptions at all, and a BAC above a .08, they're presumed to be impaired by alcohol. Any amount of alcohol at all can trigger both the charging of a DUI and its conviction if someone's able to convince a jury that you were just impaired to the slightest degree. When my friends come in from out of town, the first thing I do is explain the laws to them, just as we did here. And one of the things I advise them to do is always prepare ahead. Make sure that you have a driver, a sober driver, ready to go, or that you're prepared to take an Uber wherever you're going in order to avoid even the temptation of driving with even a small amount of alcohol in your system. Obviously, we don't want anyone charged with the DUI. That being said, different cities, different jurisdictions, different justice courts all treat those charges incredibly differently. And the best thing you can do is have a DUI specialist represent you in court in order to try to get you out of the criminal justice system as quickly as possible. So the other charges that we often see associated with spring training is the disorderly conduct and unfortunately UIP, or urinating in public charge. In Arizona, it's actually against our constitution to have a drunken public charge. And as a result, what we have is a very, very broad disorderly conduct charge. Arizona does not provide, nor does it have enough bathrooms available for public during the spring training games. The bars will often kick people out, and if someone has to use the restroom before they have an opportunity, we often see them charged not only with disorderly conduct, but also with urinating in public. It doesn't matter if you're a local or from out of state. If you were watching spring training games and found yourself arrested or cited by law enforcement and need help with the criminal justice system, please give us a call. One of the things that we do best is educate people, particularly those from other states, in what the process is. And one of the advantages of hiring us is we can keep you from having to come back repeatedly to go to court. At Rosenstein Law Group, we pride ourselves on educating our clients in order to get out of the system, but most importantly, helping extricate them from the system as quickly as humanly possible, even for our friends coming to see a baseball game from out of state.